Hi, my love. Welcome to this incredible training that I'm about to kick off with you. I am so thrilled that you're here. You are here because something isn't working in your love life. Something needs a shift. Something needs to change. It's time for a love life makeover. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be talking to you about how to create a love life makeover and how ambitious women specifically attract high quality men without dimming their shine or sacrificing their power. So that's what we're going to get into today. So grab a journal, grab a cup of coffee, and I'm going to just share my screen here so that I can make sure to share with you the beautiful slides that I have, and we'll get started. So who is this for? I'm speaking to the ambitious, high-achieving woman, and you know who you are, and I know who you are because I'm one too. You take pride in your independence. You love leaning into challenges. You claim your achievements as an acknowledgement of the badass that you are, right? Maybe you're confident and sassy and you feel like you can achieve any goal that you put your mind to, except love and relationships, right? And I know that was me. I felt like I could check all the boxes in every area of my life for so long, except love and relationships. So this is the woman that I'm here to talk to today. And also, you're probably not the typical girly girl, right? You don't need a man to make you feel happy. And you've promised yourself that you're never going to become one of those girls, right? The ones that are all needy and annoying and obnoxious. We take pride in knowing that, no, we're not that kind of woman. We are strong. We can take care of ourselves. We're independent. But despite how much you may be crushing it in all the other areas of your life, deep down, below that confident exterior, there's still something nagging at your heart. There's something that you're afraid to admit to anyone, maybe even your best friends, for fear of seeming needy or weak. That secretly there's still one thing missing that would make your life feel over the moon, satisfying and complete. And that's that gorgeous, high-value king by your side who cherishes you as the beautiful queen that you are, right? Am I right? Yes. And even though you don't need a man, you still deeply desire to have that sexy, powerful, masculine yin to your yang, someone to build his empire next to yours. I know that was me for a really long time. And not only that, you want a high value man. And I'm going to be referring to this concept of a high value man for all throughout this training. And to me, a high value man is one, a guy that has his shit together, right? Two, he's emotionally intelligent and he can have those deep soul conversations. Maybe he's got that swagger, right? And he's financially established. He respects you in your power. This is a big one, and loves your high achieving energy. He isn't afraid of long-term commitment. And let's say he's super sexy, right? Absolutely. This is the kind of high value man that I'm talking about. All of these qualities. So as much as you maybe love your girls' nights, we both know that having that consistent, loving, high value man to wake up to in the morning is what we're really craving deep down. You know, someone that we can brag about to our friends and be able to share little weekend trips and getaways. That's what we really deeply want. And as great as that high achieving career is, you can't cuddle with your laptop at the end of the night, right? You've been working hard on you for years. So where's the man that's been doing the same? Have any of you been feeling this way? If so, yes, I got you. And this training is for you. And like I said, I've been doing variations of this training in person for a long time. And I feel you and I understand it. And you are so not alone in this. So many women go through this experience and so many women feel these things. So if you're feeling any of this, I just want to reassure you, you are in the right place. And I've got you. I'm also going to share with you the truth behind why you keep attracting the wrong guys. And the number one mistake that women make that pushes the men that they desire, not just any men, the men they desire away. And the secret sauce that all high value women share that make them irresistible to high quality men. Sound good? How Joanna was able to attract her king within weeks. How Elena was able to break through deep fears of being too old to find love and attract in her dream man. How Annette had her man say to her, she's unlike any woman he's ever met. This is what's possible for you. So how do these women make this happen, right? You may be thinking that being the go-getter that you are, that you'd have no problem going to get the love too. But somehow that same energy doesn't seem to work with men. So how is it that some women draw in high quality men with no problem, while other women get stuck and disappointed and brokenhearted over and over and over again? I know that was a question I asked myself for so long. But the harsh truth is, like I mentioned, most of us weren't shown good role models and a healthy relationship or how to be empowered women and have loving partners. We're made to think that we have to choose, right? We either have to be the housewife and have the man that takes care of us, or maybe we think that those high value men that we want actually aren't going to be interested in a high value woman, right? Have many of you had that thought going through your head, right? There's so many little tricky thoughts that start to feed us these beliefs that we have to make sure we're calling out. From an early age, we're expected to just have this whole love thing figured out as soon as we start dating. But the problem with this is that if we're learning only through our experiences, we end up with painful emotional baggage and scars and deep fears that sabotage us down the road. This is not how I want you to navigate love and relationships, my love. This is what I see happen often, very, very often, when women are just like, I'll just figure it out. I'll just keep putting myself out there, and nothing changes because the inner work hasn't changed. And we just keep creating these painful baggage and scars and beliefs that actually create more resistance down the road. So I do not want you to continue down that path. But as we are, right, as women, we are deeply loving beings and we have this innate need to be loved. So when things don't happen the way we want to, or we do keep putting ourselves out there, we start to grab into these beliefs that I must not be smart enough or pretty enough or thin enough or cool enough to attract the man that I really want, right? Luckily for you, I have something that is going to show you exactly how to do this. So stick with me. So I first just want to share a little bit more about who I am in case any of you are new to my world. My name is Teal Elizabeth. I am the founder and CEO of Relax Into Love Coaching. And before I actually founded my company, I actually spent over 15 years studying personal development work. And I spent a lot of time working at Uber in San Francisco at the headquarters on the people development team, building out transformational training programs specifically for helping the global employees of Uber to learn how to actually have a more healthy work-life balance and bring more well-being into the workplace of a very corporate workplace. I also got to work directly alongside of Arianna Huffington and the CEO of Uber. So I have a very professional background in actually building out transformational training programs that really work. After my time in the corporate world, though, I realized that I really wanted to live my own life, right? I wanted to live a life outside of the box. So my boyfriend at the time, my now husband, we quit our corporate jobs and we took off and started traveling for 2.5 years all around the world as we started to build our own companies. And I tell you, this was the most incredible experience of my life. We went to over 35 countries, lived all in Airbnbs and workaway experiences and homestay experiences, and just had such a genuinely enriching experience of that, and actually got engaged while on that trip in the fjords of New Zealand, which was just so romantic. Then I went on to, like I said, found my company, Relax Into Love, which has been supporting thousands of women worldwide in being able to actually have this whole love life makeover transformation and actually see that they can have love and relationships just like I can, right? And that's what I really want to impart into you too, is that if you've ever had any doubts or worries or fears or just feeling like, oh, when is it going to happen for me? This gets to happen for you. And I'm actively living it every single day. I'm now actually happily married. I've been with my partner for over 9 years. And like I mentioned, supporting thousands of women all over the world and having their own love life story come true as well. So let's talk about the truth behind why you keep attracting the wrong kinds of guys. Here's the deepest truth that I've uncovered that has drastically changed everything for me. Relationships are all energetic. And up until now, most of us have been completely approaching relationships from the wrong energy. So let's break down this concept that I've been referring to as relationship energetics. Like I said earlier, if you've been noticing yourself in a dating pattern, attracting men that feel like the wrong men, right? Maybe it's just men that feel subpar, they're emotionally unavailable, they're hot and cold, they're not committal. More often than not, you are caught up in a lower frequency vibration. And as the law of attraction states, like attracts like, right? Maybe you have no problem attracting these kinds of men in, and you feel like these are the only men that you see. But the problem is that they don't excite you, or they don't feel like someone that you can really connect with on a deep heart-to-heart level, right? So the reason that you haven't been able to attract in these type of men that you want and deserve is because something within you still feels like you are an energetic match for these lower vibe guys. That's why you keep attracting them in. That's why even when you keep going out dating, you won't shift the type of man that you're attracting. That's also why you might even question if these higher vibe men even exist, right? Because right now it's almost like you have blinders on and you can only see what you've been experiencing. So in order to step into the higher frequency where all of the high value men are, you must step into the next version of who you're meant to become. So I want you to think about this for a second, and I want you to actually write down on your journal notepad what your dating pattern has been up until now. Think about what your dating pattern has been and write it down, because this is going to be the awareness that's going to help you to shift out of this pattern and step into your future self. And I want you to think about it this way too, right? You've been going along up until now, just in this dating pattern, And it's almost like you're at a crossroads right now, right? Where your life can either go one of two ways. Either it's going to continue the way it's been going, where you continue to stay in this pattern, or you shift out of it and you get help and you move on to what I call the happy path, right? One path is going to be slow and painful, where you're going to continue to be stuck meeting and dating and going through heartbreak over and over again. Maybe you learn a few things, maybe you read a few books and you try and apply some strategies, but overall, something isn't really going to shift until you really make a commitment and a choice to make a shift and an actual like stepping out of your old past and into a new self, right? And it can be very slow and painful. I've been on that road, like I said, for 8 years. But there is a happier path, right? There is a smart, efficient, and quick way to do it. It's like the fast pass at Disneyland. Why would you want to stay in the slow path when you know there's a faster path that will get you to your destination much quicker? So my question to you right now is, knowing that this is what your dating pattern is, how much longer do you want to stay in this place? I ask this on every call that I've ever gotten on with women. How much longer do you want to stay in this place where you stay in this pattern and see where that path goes? Maybe you ask yourself, where does that path go, right? What happens if you don't actually get help with this? Where do you see your life heading? I want you to take a second, pause this video and write that down. If you don't get help with this, where do you see your life going on this same path? Beautiful. This pattern won't shift until you shift your energy. And this is so incredibly important to remember. This pattern you're in will not shift until you shift your energy. When we shift our energy and our inner beliefs around who we are and what we know we deserve, something magical happens. We start to shift the way that we see ourselves, which then shifts how men see us, which then allows us to shift our experience, and fast. So the reason that you haven't been able to attract the type of man that you want and deserve is because something within you is still an energetic match for these lower vibe guys. And I want to make a side note on here. Like, if you are noticing that your pattern is that you're attracting in like narcissistic men, right? I'm not saying that you're a narcissist. It's not that tit for tat. What I'm saying is that usually when you're attracting in some sort of weird pattern, it's that something within you is letting that be okay. Right? Something within you is not fully in her power that steps up and says, no, that is not okay, right? Whether it's hot and cold, like that is not okay. Whether it's narcissism, that is not okay. Whether it's whatever it is, right? That's not okay. But something within you right now is saying that that is okay right now. And so the stepping up into the woman you get to become means that you are shifting what becomes your new energetic set point and what you become available for in the future. So the takeaway of this pillar number 1 of energy is the universe is going to continue to deliver you the same types of men until you step into this new frequency. It's law. It's the law of attraction. So how much longer do you want to stay in this place? And really, this is what I help you to activate within yourself, right? Is helping you to figure out what is that deeply connected vision of what, not only what I want in a relationship, but also the vision of the woman that I get to step into becoming that gets to attract that into my life. And this is where the power is, right? Because I'm not telling you, oh, I'm going to help you attract the guy in 90 days. It's about helping you to step into the woman you get to become that is already an energetic match for those high quality men. Does that make sense? Good. And actually, this is exactly what happened, right? Once I started applying these principles that I now teach, I literally attracted in my fiance within weeks. And so many other women have been saying the same thing. And I want to share a few before and after stories, right? Because love life makeovers are all about the before and after. So let's talk to Joanna. Joanna said before she met me, before she went through this program, she said she was in a pattern of attracting emotionally unavailable men. And when she did go after someone she liked, she would fall into the crazy girl, right? And after working through her own insecurities and beliefs about why she couldn't attract higher quality men, she shifted everything and the universe delivered. Really, truly did. This is exactly her story. She met the love of her life. She's still with him to this day. And she literally said, I'm freaking out because I feel like he could be my king. His first compliment was, I love your energy. Girl, I'm all over the place. I'm excited and trying to be cautious. I'm scared. I'm hopeful, everything, because this is the man that I've been praying for since I was a little girl. Like, oh, my heart just gets so happy hearing that. And that's really the power of the Relax into Love framework, right? What used to feel like this far away, never attainable dream for women now gets to become a natural, easy, step-by-step flow to relax into love and become your higher self. Okay, let's talk about pillar number 2. Pillar number 2 is about communication. So let's talk about the number one mistake that women make that push the men they desire away. And this is about connecting to a man from the mind versus from the heart. Now, I completely get it, right? There's no rule book for relationships. There's no one way of doing it. And dating and relationships can often feel like you're caught up in a maze, trying to get to happily ever after, but having no idea if you're on the right track or not. And so for most of us, we approach relationships just like we would everything else in our life, from our mind. We try to logic and rationalize and strategize about how to know if he's the one and how to win our way into his heart, right? And unfortunately, this leaves us caught up in the mental chatter and the anxiety and the overthinking, trying to strategize our way to commitment and end up doing it the hard way. How many of you have been there, right? I know that this was me for a long time, being in that more leaning forward, mental, masculine energy kind of place, trying to control everything so that we can feel secure. So from my experience, there are 2 different types of women in this world. There are the masculine energy, mind-based women, and there are the feminine energy, heart-based women. So when we begin dating a new man, we attract them in with this allure of being this independent, badass, got our shit together chick, right? And that can feel really comfortable. This is our natural masculine energy. And this confidence can be really alluring to men in the beginning. But then in a few weeks or months, we start to develop feelings and we subconsciously turn into the crazy girl, right? This is my concept for her. She's hilarious. Full of anxiety, second guessing, and insecurities. You know, does he really like me? Am I good enough for him? Will he really accept me and love me? I don't deserve to have someone this good. What if he leaves, right? What if I mess something up? Maybe he's talking to other women, right? What if this is all in my head? Let me know if any of these have hit you or if you've actually experienced this, or write them down, right? Bring awareness to what of these have actually hit you. What insecurities, what overthinking, what overmind chatter have you experienced as you're going out, meeting a new man, as you start to feel that kind of nervousness about liking somebody? And what happens at this point is that we begin turning into somebody that we're not, right? We lose that confident exterior and we begin trying to overfunction or overcompensate to make up for the insecurities that we're feeling deeper within ourselves. So what do? We try to push down the crazy girl, right? And turn off the mind to pretend we're all fine, I'm fine, right? But something happens and our exact fear comes true. The relationship begins to fizzle out, or it ends sadly, and you're left wondering, what happened? So here's the real truth. Men can't fall in love with you from their mind. They can only fall in love with you from their heart. And this is everything about the way that we're communicating, right? Are you communicating from your mind or are you communicating from your heart? High quality men can sniff out when a woman is being inauthentic, okay? So if you are feeling anxious and nervous, but you're pushing that down and saying you're fine, that is being inauthentic, right? And they can pick up on that in an instant. And they may not be able to tell you exactly what it is, but they can know it and they can feel it, right? But they love it when a woman knows her value and can communicate from her heart from a place of strong vulnerability. So when it comes to communication, there are 4 ways that you can communicate to a man, right? You can communicate from your mind, from your body, from your spirit, and from your heart. But there's only one way that is going to trigger that ignite that feeling for him of deep, lasting love. And that is through the heart. You could spend all day trying to look attractive or study all the best phrases for him to get to feel attracted to you, right? But that's not really what men are looking for. Most relationship coaches out there are teaching the techniques and the scripts and the text to get him to fall for you or how to make him want you, right? But this is really surface level and sometimes manipulative. And it keeps you in your head. So the result is a bunch of failed attempts to find the one, all while getting more disappointed and frustrated or apathetic. And that's when the other voice starts coming in of saying, well, maybe it's just easier to be single. Yeah, just don't bother with it. Just put it off to the side, deal with it next year, right? It's just easier to be single. Write that one down if you've ever had that one come up for you. So this is about bypassing the mind and speaking and acting directly from the heart space. From this place, you don't need to overthink or second guess your actions because you innately trust your intuitive guidance and your feelings of alignment. And you're able to be authentic in sharing what you feel and what you need from a place of power and strength. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. So the takeaway for the communication pillar is men can only fall in love with you through your heart. And the only way to release this crazy girl for good is to lead from the heart and continue to step into becoming the higher version of you who knows what she deserves, right? And the communication piece is everything. And what I want to be able to teach you is not only how to connect to the heart, how to feel into your emotions and communicate from that place of vulnerability, but also how to navigate through conflict so that if something happens that doesn't feel right or makes things get really tense, that you're not butting heads, right? But that you can actually use it as a way to bring yourself and him closer together. So another love life transformation story, makeover story, is one of my clients, Elena. Elena came to me and she was very guarded and reserved around men that she liked, right? She had no problem attracting in men she didn't like, but when it came to men that she really liked, very guarded, had a lot of walls up. And she was very caught up in that masculine mode. She was afraid that if she communicated from her heart, that she would be seen as weak or needy. And she deeply wanted a relationship, but she had these dates just keep fizzling out over for a decade, right? She was just in this pattern of the same kind of hook and fizzle for a decade. And she was worried about being too old to find love, right? All this time had elapsed. And she's like, maybe it's just never going to happen for me. It's been this long. And she says, after working with me, she says, before working with Teal, I was a little skeptical and completely in my masculine. And I had this belief that I was too old, that I would never find somebody. But since working with Teal, I've released that belief and attracted so many amazing men. And I feel like an entirely different person now. I've become a lot softer. And this course gave me a lot of skills in how to sort out communication issues with my new man. He can now really hear me and understand me. And that was groundbreaking and liberating. If you're considering doing this program, you have to do it. You simply must. It will change your life. And she is just such a sweetheart. She lives in New Zealand and she's with her man now. And it's just so fun, once again, to just see how this gets to continue to happen so quickly. So going into pillar number 3, number 3 is all around mindset. And this is the secret sauce that high value women share that make them irresistible to high quality men. So the secret is to attract a masculine high value man, we must become a feminine high value woman. But before you start running for the hills thinking that you have to change who you are, let's talk about what being a feminine woman really means. This is why I really love doing this work so much and being a coach. I feel like it's my duty to step forward and really lead this movement in redefining what it really means to be a feminine woman in the modern day. So lots of women think that femininity means being weak or emotional or needy or clingy or that typical 1950s housewife, right? They think that you can't be powerful and feminine. They think that you have to change into somebody that you maybe don't want to be in order to get a man to like you. And I'm here to say that all of that is completely false. What femininity actually is being connected to our emotions, being intuitive and empowered, knowing your worth and value, having that strong vulnerability, and almost stepping into this energy and this mindset of being a goddess or a queen or a priestess, right? Most high achieving women I meet are like this. They want to prove to the world that they're independent and don't need a man. And they wear this strength on the outside, right? Even if inside they still feel a little insecure or unsure of how to connect with men. I call it being squishy on the inside, strong on the outside. The problem is that when we're strong on the outside, but soft and squishy on the inside, we put up walls around our heart. And this keeps men at distance. And it actually energetically pushes them away. But when we can invert that strength, we become strong on the inside and soft and juicy on the outside, like a big, beautiful peach. And men love the peaches. And that's really what men are craving. They want a woman who knows her value, knows her needs, can communicate her boundaries and her worth, who can express her emotions maturely while still be warm and inviting on the outside, right? Strong on the inside, soft on the outside. This is the one switch that, when made, will transform your relationships forever and create more love and connection, not only with men, but with everyone in your life. I'm not kidding. When you come into relationships from this space, you are able to command respect just in your presence alone, right? Without needing to prove anything. And what's better, men will feel instantly drawn to you because they can feel you as a woman while still respecting you in your power. And so my last love life transformation makeover story is Kelly. Kelly came to me in the midst of a very difficult breakup with someone that she was deeply in love with, but was very narcissistic. And she just felt lost and confused and deeply hurt by what had happened. And after trusting me to guide her and go through this program, she really feels like she has found the one. She now is more radiant and connected and powerful than I've ever seen her. She ended up breaking up with her ex and has now attracted in her dream man. And she literally says to me, she says, I think this might be it. I feel safe with him. I feel appreciated and seen. I feel sexy and peaceful. Like, I don't remember anyone ever making me feel like this, even my ex. And not only that, I'm in a new, beautiful apartment. I got a new, awesome car. I got a professor position and I quit that job I hated and my business has been thriving. It's like I'm a new version of myself from when we worked together. And honestly, thank you, because that was the hardest time in my life. And I was able to get to this point of knowing that I deserve the best because of where we started. Wow. That is the shift, right? That is exactly the shift. She shifted from giving all of her power away to this narcissistic man to stepping into her value and her power, being strong on the inside and soft and warm on the outside, and not only attracted her dream man, but completely radically shifted every other area in her life. This energy is so powerful, and it all starts with that shift in your mindset. April's another beautiful story that I had to share. She also came to me feeling very frustrated with her dating pattern. But after working together and going through this program, she says, Teal, I met my person. I met the one. He's everything and more. We are each other's perfect match. Like, I don't even know what happened, but it's everything you said it was going to be. Thank you so much for everything you've ever taught me and everything that's shifted. I'm blown away. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I see their updates on Facebook and it's just like warms my heart all the time to see how happy they are. So let me ask you a question. If you had a signature proven strategy and a coach that could guide you along the path to ensure that you didn't get lost, do you think that you could shift your current experience with men and dating and relationships? If all this did was help you to release the anxiety and the mind chatter and the overthinking around attracting and maintaining a healthy relationship, do you think you'd see a shift in how men interacted with you? If all this did was show you how to feel settled and at peace within relationships, do you think that that would ripple out into how you felt about men and how men felt about you? Of course it would. This is what sets apart the women who stay stuck in their dating cycle versus those that transform their love life and reach that happily ever after. Some women have the tools and mindset and knowledge from a guidance system that is proven to get them to their destination so that they can relax into it and let things flow naturally. whereas other women continue to have to figure it out themselves, hoping one day to shift the pattern and get what they want the hard way. And this is where I want to stop sharing my screen and take off the slides and just talk to you again, just directly, you and I. Like, relationships don't have to be hard. No matter what you've ever been told or what you've experienced in your past, relationships do not have to be hard. This is just what we've been conditioned to think. And this is why I do what I do, right? You really do get to relax into love when you learn how to actually step into the mindset, the energy, and the communication, right? Women get to set the energetic tone for relationships, and that's what I'm here to teach you. So if that's something that you're interested in, I want to invite you into my beautiful program that I call the Attraction Academy. And the Attraction Academy is a culmination in a community where I take you through my exact process of helping you to unlock your feminine magnetism and attract the relationship that you desire. I really believe that everything happens for a reason, and there's no coincidence that you're here watching this video right now. And if you feel that intuitive nudge to reach out, I highly encourage you to follow that knowing and take the first step to see if I can help you to have a massive transformation. So the first step is to click on the button below this video right now, and you're going to be taken to my scheduler to apply for an Attraction Academy intake call. And during this free session, I'm going to hold space for you to just share more about where you're at and what you may be struggling within self-love and relationships, and see if you're a good fit for this highly transformative experience. And at the end of the call, one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to be a great fit and I'll share the next steps of how to work together, or you'll leave the call with a breakthrough and a deeper understanding of how to continue to get to where you want to be. But I do want to say this is a limited opportunity. This is not always going to be an open invitation, and I only take about 2 calls a day. So I want to make sure that if you're going to book, that you will show up and that these spaces are limited, right? So only the serious applicants that are really wanting to change and get support are encouraged to apply. And this is a financial commitment that is also going to be required, and because this is a premium offering, and I want to make sure that the right women are stepping forward and really taking that time to invest in themselves to see transformation. Because I see that those who dive in will always have the best results.
For any women that's skeptical or considering working with Teal, I think you absolutely should do it, because it's going to change your life. And from somebody who was skeptical to a beautiful woman now who's confident and happy with herself and with life and with man and with the situation. You have to do it. You absolutely have to do it. It's gonna make a huge difference, and it's gonna teach you a lot of things, a lot of skill to communicate, not just in a relationship, but also with friends, at work, with family. It's just really, really valuable, and you must do it if you can.
I feel like the rose-tinted glasses that I used to wear to just glorify everybody and put everybody up on a pedestal have gone. I feel way more able to trust myself, trust my intuition, see things for what they are, see the pros and cons of a situation, and check in with how I feel and then make a decision from there. And I think the most exciting part of this for me is around that decision making process. Like, what I'm experiencing is that actually, with the right person, I don't really need to make any decisions. I don't need to do anything. I just kind of need to hang out and be myself, express how I'm feeling, and look after myself first. And I think that the level of self-love that working with you has cultivated in me is phenomenal. I'm not open and available to very many coaches that I speak to because I just don't trust that they're going to be able to hold me through that. And I've just never doubted from the second that we started work together that you would be able to do that for me. And I even had another therapist, right, that I ditched when I started working with you, because I was like, I don't think I need this person anymore. So yeah, I really just wanted to say thank you, because the process that you've taken me through has completely transformed me. And I'm not fussed about finding the one right now, because I so trust, and this is the realization that I had at lunch, I so trust that regardless of how it works out or the outcome of this situation with anybody that I meet, that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and that I trust myself to hold myself through this experience and learn what I'm supposed to be learning. It feels so good to feel excited and have somebody so interested and so pursuing me. Like, this guy is all about me, and and he's great and like has a lot to offer. I just wanted to say that the way that you embody your work is the most inspiring thing to me. I had a couple of calls with people before I decided to pull the trigger on working with you, and it was, you rocked up on the call and instantly I was like, yes, like she is who I want to become. She has this feminine essence and this powerful sense of self that just, like that feels good for me. And if you don't walk your walk, walk your talk, then I don't want to work with you. And there was something very authentic about you. And I was like, this chick has the life that I want. Like, yes, she has a man, and yes, she has a ring and all those things, but that's cool. But it's not why I chose to work with you. I chose to work with you because your energy and the way that you radiate your truth, and with such like vulnerability, it's almost like fragility. It's like this sweetness, this softness, this femininity. It was just so captivating for me, and I feel like I have found my one of those. And the last 3 months have changed my life. So jump in, do it, and you will just be so excited about the person that you get to become through this process. Thank you so much, Teal. I'm so, so grateful. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
So let me ask you a question. If you had a signature proven strategy and a coach that could guide you along the path to ensure that you didn't get lost, do you think you could shift your current experience with men and dating and relationships? If all this did was help you to release the anxiety and the mind chatter and the overthinking around attracting and maintaining a healthy relationship, do you think you'd see a shift in how men interacted with you? If all this did was show you how to feel settled and at peace within relationships, do you think that would ripple out into how men felt about you and how you felt about men? Of course it would. And this is what sets apart the women who stay stuck in their dating cycle versus those who transform their love life and reach that happily ever after. Some women have the tools and knowledge and mindset from a guidance system that is proven to get them to their destination so that they can relax into it and let things flow naturally. Whereas other women continue to figure it out themselves, hoping to one day shift the pattern and get what they want the hard way. So ladies, relationships do not have to be hard. That is just what society has been conditioning us to think. Remember that. You are no different than any of these other women's stories that I've shared, and you can have everything that I've been describing. But if you've been struggling to find or keep a high-quality man that admires you as the powerful, ambitious woman that you are, a man that wants to snatch you up and claim you as his forever, then odds are the way you've been showing up in your energy up until now has been repelling high-quality men. And as we step into this next decade and century, it is so important that we take an empowered choice in our relationships. We get to redefine what it means to be a modern-day woman and what it means to be in a nourishing, spiritual, evolved partnership with a man who is our king. And I want to tell you again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you, okay? You just need a roadmap that helps you to embody that woman already within you that high-quality men are looking for. So just imagine what life will be like when you are truly able to relax into love. I have tested this handmade framework on women around the world, and the results are unanimous. This process works. So it may not feel like it now, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can do this. So you have two options. How will you move forward? Do you want to do it the slow and painful way, feeling blindfolded and dark in a maze where you don't know where the exit is? Or do you want to do it the smart, efficient, and quick way? So that's where I'm going to leave you here. You know, I'm living the life that I want to, on a mission to help you to be able to also do the same. And this really is an opportunity for my ambitious go-getter women that are, like I said, are single and ready to open up their hearts, and women that are in relationships but feel like it's stagnating or not moving toward commitment, or my ladies that are in situationships with men but it's just feeling hot and cold or emotionally unavailable or just not on the same page. This is the women that I really want to target to help support them and grow into relaxing into love. So I want you to take action now. I want you to complete your application by clicking on the button below and then submit your details to secure a call with me. And I cannot wait to get started with you. It's going to be an incredible, incredible journey. I cannot wait to meet you.